Nick Fuentes for the past few weeks. Jeffrey Epstein wasn't a pedophile. He was an ephemophile. That's why I'm selling his merchandise. Ephebophilia is based. Nick Fuentes unironically looked at the Jeffrey Epstein situation only a month ago and decided the real crime of Jeffrey Epstein was not that he was an international sex trafficker of minors. That stuff was based. It was that he was Jewish while doing it. And there are still people who sincerely think that this guy has any serious care or consideration for covering these issues. Okay, he just straight up said it. He literally was like, well, you know, he was really cool. Like, you'd be a part of that too if you had the opportunity. Also, I'm selling Jeffrey Epstein merchandise. Jeffrey Epstein is cool as fuck. That's what he said. Meanwhile, a lot of these liberal outlets are trying to present Jeffrey Epstein as a Russian agent, or they're trying to say, well, he talked about Putin quite a bit. Yeah, bitch, you know who else he talked to directly? Ehud Barak. Liberals and Republicans both are moving away from the Israel connections for some reason. And even the supposedly anti-Israel right, the anti-Semitic anti-Israel right, is also doing the same in their own way. I wonder why. Because there's only one truth here, and anyone that tries to move you away, anyone that tries to deflect your attention away from that one singular truth is lying to you. That's it. They have an agenda. You can think in your mind that I'm trying to preserve the safety and security of Jews. That's why I'm an op, because I'm not a real anti-Israel agent or whatever. If you want to believe that, you can believe that if you want. But there's a real reason why Israel's agents are way more aggressive in the way that they come after me than they do with Nick Fuentes. That's because I think Nick Fuentes is basically a Fed. Jeffrey Epstein traveled to Paris with the Academy Award-winning Jewish-American filmmaker Woody Allen for a pedophile convention in March 2012. Yeah, here, let's take a look at Nick Fuentes' take on Jeffrey Epstein. Nick Fuentes, 6 months ago. Jeffrey Epstein had a pedophile island and Trump is covering up. Nick Fuentes this week. This whole pedo thing, it's like, you know, they're really pedophilia. It's not really pedophilia. Here, let's hear.
This whole pedo thing, it's like, isn't really pedophilia? I don't want to be the one that has to say it, but I guess I'm being forced to say it. It's not really pedophilia.
Who's forcing you to say it, Nick?
Okay. They weren't trafficking 5-year-olds. It was like they were technically not legal. Big difference.
You don't know that either, but...
In my opinion, I know that's a controversial take, but that's not really the issue there, okay? The issue is not that they were barely legal teens, which is what it is. It's horrendous. It's awful. It's pedophilia. Okay, relax. No, the issue is that Epstein is a Jewish spy.
Look, you don't understand. If Epstein was a Christian spy that was doing international sex trafficking, then that would be good.
Probably working with Israel. That's the dilemma there. He's working with Israeli intelligence.
Yeah, I think both of those things are a problem, man. And they're actually inseparable, as a matter of fact. So that's number one. Here's another one.
Sometimes you got to be the villain. Epstein's my boy, dude. Let's just be honest. Epstein was cool as fuck. There, I said it. What are you going to do? Go ahead, cancel me. Yeah, I said it. Jeffrey Epstein was cool as fuck. Now what? Go ahead, cancel me. Do it. So sometimes we have to be the villain. Sometimes we have to be on a villain arc. That's okay.
He's so edgy, man.
I'll be a little unpopular. I've been unpopular before. I like it better.
He's so big.
You guys are not ready for that conversation, but Jeff Epstein, not a pedophile, but you're not ready for that conversation. All of his victims, 14 to 17. That's not pedophilia. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation. People say that's normalizing pedophilia. No, that's defining pedophilia.
Dude, he's so based. I can't. It's unfathomably based, dude. It's unfathomably based, dude. It's so based. All these dumbass groypers who are, you know, just as pedophilic as Jeffrey Epstein, who are just like, no, you don't understand. The problem is he was doing pedophilia while being Jewish. If he was doing pedophilia while being Christian, he'd be fine. This is why there is this convergence between like Sex Pestany and Nick Fuentes. They've both defended this exact same thing over and over again. Maybe not on Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know if Destiny has taken it that far, but they still have that same contrarian dog in them. He had a I'm not on moment because of your call out. The greatest counter to the Nick Fuentes Groyper movement is just to be like, brother, you are literally a manlet and you are a gay Mexican who is a white supremacist. This does not make any sense. Your own movement will inevitably kill you. There's no problem with being gay. There's no problem with being Mexican. There's no problem with being a short king if you're going to be a short king. Combine all of that with a neo-Nazi all of a sudden, though, that contradiction itself is ridiculous. It's self-defeating. And all of his fans have been getting so mad on the timeline, crying. They're like, what? You can't say this. You can't say this. Why are you not being woke? You're supposed to be woke. Shut up, bitch. You're a loser too.
Far left communists called me a racially unpure, degenerate Jew lover. I was like, I was at Charlottesville. How could you say that? But then I found myself agreeing with him. I was like,
I do think he's a Israel normalizer too. I don't think he's invested in any way, shape, or form with destroying Israel. I don't think he cares about that at all. I think he just hates Jews. They're short seating. I saw one guy comparing manlet to the F slur. That's so funny. Groypers are groiplets. They're so funny.
You know what? You're right. You're right. We do need a racially pure Aryan. We do need a completely non-degenerate Aryan warlord who is sufficiently anti-Israel.
Okay, then I guess you know what you need to do. Then get into the bunker, little man, because that ain't you. You can't change. I thought that's what it was, right? I thought this is ethnicity, this is bloodlines, this is racial purity. You don't have it. I guess you might, I don't know, try to find an alternative vision, little guy.
Right, Hassan. True.
He doesn't have a counter for it. That's why he's coping. And for the last week or so, he's been crying, going, I'm not owned, I'm not owned, I'm not owned, over and over again. And that's precisely the reason why all of his fucking little groiplets have been going and doing the same exact thing. I mean, look at this. This is another one of his fans. Used 4chan, invented poll, jerked off to hentai, gamer, banned on Xbox for saying the N-word, had drip, girlfriend had a submarine, groiper. Jeffrey Epstein is a groiper. He's just like me. He's just like me. This is like the Zoomer version of the Alex Jones pivot, right? Guy who spends his entire life talking about financial elite engaging in a pedophilic cabal, doing sex crimes. All of a sudden, his besties are all over those files. And he's like, actually, let's focus on something else, please. It's like, brother, everything that you envisioned that Barack Obama was going to do, Donald Trump is doing. Your analysis directly is prophetic about the Trump second term. And now you can't even say shit about it. And the same thing goes for these guys. Oh, Jewish cabal of pedophiles, like dominating society. All of a sudden, Jeffrey Epstein, at the behest of Israel, all of a sudden it happens and they're like, well, the problem here is that they're Jewish. Otherwise, they're very cool. I want to be the Christian Jeffrey Epstein. Like, that's what they're saying, right? They're running around being like, Jeffrey Epstein has swag, actually. He had bitches, bro. He was sick. No, I don't think he was, actually. Groiper and Ethan, same talking points. It was not surprising to me at all. Ethan Klein is now defending known neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes. Yeah, what's wrong with being a gay Mexican manlet? Ethan Klein shared self-admitted Nazi Nick Fuentes post claiming Hassan's ban was Jewish censorship and agreed with them. Yeah, Israel's censorship regime. DHS has a list of American domestic terrorists that they surveil on the basis of their anti-Israel and anti-ICE activism. If you cover it, you'll get banned over frivolous rules the ADL will establish ahead of time. Surely this will make people love Israel. It's Jewish censorship, not just Israel, but you'll never go there. He knows, Nick, and he's grateful you said it so he doesn't have to. It's really a beautiful symbiotic relationship you two have. Inspiring. Ethan Klein is like, yes, prominent neo-Nazi anti-Semite Nicholas Fuentes. It is Jewish censorship, as a matter of fact. Perfect example of how libs and conservatives love what Hassan says, but hate when he says it. Zero object permanence. Woke 2.0 goes kind of hard, not gonna lie. In Woke 2.0, we're not falling for the soy nonsense. Get bent, dork. Nobody's gonna get back calling Nick fucking Fuentes a short gay Mexican. So being gay is bad? Being Mexican is bad? Being short? This is your communist king? Genuinely, what's going on with woke? I didn't even know that there was this much of a clear-cut, immediate... God, I wish I knew this beforehand. So being gay is bad? Being Mexican? Being short? That's bad? Writer here, the terms gay, Mexican, and manlet here are being used to attribute modifiers of the neo-Nazi. The writer is jabbing at the contradiction, not the traits, like saying vegan cattle rancher or pacifist arms dealer. And it's very clear that I'm doing that because he's, in the past, what I'm responding to is him saying that I'm a rich socialist. To which I responded with, I'd rather be a rich socialist, i.e. a class trader, than a gay Mexican manlet neo-Nazi. It's pretty obvious what I'm saying here. I can't believe that there's still people that are trying to hold on to this as though this is going to get me canceled. First of all, we live in an environment where if I was unironically homophobic and also anti-Mexican and anti-Semitic, that wouldn't even do anything to me. So, like, what are you arguing on? You know what I mean? It's not like people are sheltering their opinions about hating Mexicans or hating gay people. So, like, you're not going to be able to cancel me on this issue, you idiot. It's just so crazy. And they think that like they can maybe eat away at my audience who does care about these sorts of things by like creating this this fissure as though there is one, when anyone with a brain cell knows exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's get back to this pedophilia defender, Jeffrey Epstein merch wearer.
Damn, this far left communist called me a racially unpure, degenerate Jew lover. I was like, I was at Charlottesville. How could you say that? But then I found myself agreeing with him. I was like, you know what? You're right. You're right. We do need a racially pure Aryan. We do need a completely non-degenerate Aryan warlord who is sufficiently anti-Israel. You're so right.
It's so funny. Yeah, he's not sufficiently anti-Israel, so he even admits that here. But what's so funny about this process also is that, like, he doesn't understand. These guys only operate on hypocrisy. The currency on the internet is hypocrisy. If you come across, even the mere appearance of hypocrisy is worse than the actual act. It's not bad that he's a Nazi. It's bad that he's a Nazi while also being a Mexican. No, it's bad that you're a Nazi, you idiot. But the fact that you're also of Mexican descent and gay in the closet, doubly ironic because it's additionally suicidal. The problem here is that you're a Nazi, you dumbass. That's the real problem.
Son, true. I've been saying this. I've been
like, I wouldn't sit around and be like, well, this Aryan God is a neo-Nazi and therefore he's good because he's not hypocritical.
Saying this. I am heroin.
My favorite thing is that for some reason you can be canceled for this stuff, but Nick gets to defend pedophilia. There are a few single issue things for me, but I think touching kids or defending it as someone no one is supposed to get away with, and he's a hypocritical Nazi. I know. I think that's it's one of the most heinous things. Like, outside of being a Nazi, I think being a pedophile or being a pedophile defender is pretty much up there. And this guy happens to hit both of those things.
I'm like the Silver Surfer, okay? I'm not here to eat the planet. I'm the Silver Surfer. I'm the minion. Okay, I'm Bob. I am just here to announce the arrival of Hitler 2.
Oh, I'm such a nerd. I love comic books.
Okay. Hassan, I agree. You are right. We need a 100% pure Aryan, no degeneracy, like, blonde hair, blue-eyed wife, 100 racially pure children. I agree. You're so right. We need that person to train ICE without the help of the IDF to destroy these people. That's so true.
Like, even with ICE, you're talking about black and brown people, mostly Hispanic people, like majority Hispanic people going out and like killing white people, and you're like, no, this is good. While using Israeli surveillance, while using Israeli techniques. Like, these guys can't even be consistent on upholding white supremacist thought. You know what I mean? They're killing the legacy Americans, big dog. The Scandinavian descent, the Germanic origin, legacy Americans that have been living in Minnesota for like 200 goddamn years are getting killed. Their children are getting killed by, Hispanic ICE agents that have been trained by Israel using Israeli techniques, using Israeli surveillance technology, using the Palantir surveillance technology that took out a full page ad in the New York Times to be like, Palantir supports Israel. Like, this is the most pro-Israel, pro-pedophilia administration of all time. And Nick Fuentes has to sit around and defend it because he thinks like they're actually purging brown people from the boundaries of the continental United States by the state boundaries. Good luck.
Why are we outsourcing our anti-immigrant task force to the IDF? You're right. Our right-wing death squads should have zero infiltration by Israel. We should have a homegrown right-wing death squad led by a racially pure Aryan. Okay, now I can agree with them on something. I don't agree with Hassan Piker on everything, but when he said we need a racially pure Aryan to have a...
Look at this cope, dude. Oh, man. He has been... By the way, he's been malding about me calling him a gay Mexican manlet for the last week at this point. Like, every single day, he's like, oh, my God, I just don't like that he just mentioned that. Yeah, we need a pure, racially pure, non-degenerate Aryan. Oh.
Homegrown right-wing death squad. I was like,
Yeah, there are multiple clips. It's hard to watch. I know. And all of his like little groypers are consistently posting it to be like, Hassan crashes out. Hassan crashes out at Nick Fuentes. And then you watch the video, and in the video, he's just like being a goober, flailing around, being like, yeah, failing to understand the point I'm making. Nick Fuentes and the far right broke their brains with the far left. The crazy woke are talking about racial purity. The crazy woke. Maybe you should stop anchoring your entire worldview around what you think is woke and whatnot, okay? I mean, I joke about like woke and woke 2.0 and dark woke and all this shit. I don't give a fuck about any of this stuff, okay? You guys are stupid. This is what's anchoring your movement, is your resentment towards like people who are empathetic. You're an idiot. Top 50 Nick Fuentes pedophile scandals. Wait, oh, here's Nick Fuentes and Laura Loomer.
The official drink to America first. Link. To the hostile takeover of the Republican Party.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, you know, I just hate that, you know, I just hate that we fell apart. Yeah, absolutely. America first, guys. America first. God, Laura Loomer looks like such dog shit. It's crazy.